Welcome to my channel, Learn Chess with Joy D'Souza. Have you ever checkmate your opponent king using bishop and knight? If no, then this is the video for you. In today's video lesson, you will learn how to checkmate your opponent king using knight and bishop. To accomplish this, there are only two well-known methods. One is the Dili-Tang's triangle method and the second is the W method. In today's video, we'll learn about the Dili-Tang's triangle method. In case you have missed my earlier checkmate pattern videos, I will drop a link in the description below. Please do subscribe my YouTube channel. It keeps me motivated. So let's get started. The first thing to note is that we can only checkmate the king in the corner of the board which is of the same color as a bishop, which in this example is a8 and h7. Also, we have to checkmate the opponent king with 50 moves, otherwise it is considered to be a draw. Black will therefore try to stay in the center of the board, and if they can't, they will move towards the wrong corner, meaning a corner in which we can't checkmate the king on a1 and h8. White, however, wants to force black king to a8 or h1. The basic idea is to restrict black king from big to smaller Dili-Tang's triangle of the board. Now the first step to restrict the black king to one of the big green triangles by moving white king closer to the center. Black king will also move towards the center. Once the white king controls the center, the next step will be to use all our pieces to push black king to the corner. We will control the long diagonal of the triangle with the bishop, and we will control the necessary dark squares using a knight and king. When black king can't stay in the center, they will usually try to move towards the wrong corner, that is h8 in this case. We will take away the f6 square from black by placing white king on e5. Again, we will take away the g6 square from black by placing white king on f5. Now we will get the knight in the game. We will move the knight closer. The ideal location for white king is f6 when black king is moving towards h8, and c3 when the black king is moving towards a1. In this phase of the endgame, the king belongs on f6 where it controls g7 while leaving both f7 and g6 for the knight. The knight is the only piece that can force the king out of the wrong corner. We will force the black king out of the hiding by placing knight on f7. The black king has only one square h7. Now we try to move the king to the a8 or h1. Let's try a8. For that we will play a waiting move by bishop d5. Black king has only one square f8. We will place our white king on g7 and take away the h7 square of black. Now we will maneuver our knight safely to the correct position for the first triangle by moving it on d3 and the bishop on b3. Remember this position. The bishop should always be placed on a diagonal one square away from the end. Like this diagonal, it's b3 or f7. And knight should be placed on the second square in the same rank or file of the bishop. In this triangle, the king is forced to one side of the board and is restricted by the red squares formed by knight, bishop and king. Now we'll force the black king to the medium triangle. Start by taking away the f8 square by moving white king on g7. We will play a waiting move with the bishop that will help you to force black's king back. When black king moves to e7, we will take away the e6 and e8 square by placing a bishop on f7. Now we will invade with the white king to take more territory. If we play ba4 now, the king would escape to d5. We will cover that square first using our king. Now the black king is within the medium triangle. We will place a bishop on a4. The ideal position for bishop in this diagonal is b5 or d7, one square away from the end, and knight should always be placed on the second square in the same rank or file of the bishop. The knight doesn't have to cover b4 at the moment, so it is the perfect time to remaneuver the knight into perfect square for the second triangle. Get the knight into the perfect position for the second triangle covering b6, c7 and e7. White king must go back in order to push black's kings further towards the corner. Otherwise it will shuffle back and forth on d8 and c8. We will set up the second triangle by taking away the a6 square. The king is now restricted to the second triangle. Notice how we will control all the red squares. Now we will force the black king to the small triangle and deliver the checkmate by moving our white king. The black king is restricted and we will place a bishop to the diagonal of the third triangle. Now the king is restricted to only 2 squares. We will use our knight to check the king and mate it with the bishop. Also sometimes this position also arises in which the white king has to move. If he moves the knight, it's a stalemate. So check the king with the bishop first and then the knight. Here in this position, if you place your bishop on b7, it's a stalemate. I hope you have learned how to checkmate the opponent king using dilettante's triangle. Now, how is dilettante triangle formed? For white color, start the triangle from the white square a8 and continue to connect the white squares on a2 and g8 square. You can also start the triangle from h1 square connecting b1 and h7. This is the big triangle. Also you can form the medium triangle by connecting a8, a4 and e8. Second medium triangle connecting h1, d1 and h7. Now the third small triangle is formed by connecting a8, a6 and c8. The other second small triangle is connected by h1, f1 and h3. For white color bishop, 3 dilettante triangles are formed, big, medium and small, on either side of the board. Similarly, you can form 3 dilettante triangles for black color on either side of the board. Now we will try to solve the same puzzle but to checkmate the king on h1 using above tactic. Pause the video and try to solve this on your own. In this way we will develop your chess tactic and remember the pattern easily. Ready? I will briefly go over the pattern. We will move the knight and place it on g6. Now the king has only one square left, h7. We will move our white king to f7 and force black king to move to h6. Now place the bishop on the diagonal of the big dilettante's triangle. Next we will try to position our bishop and knight to the ideal position. The bishop should always be placed on the diagonal one square away from the end. Like in this case, diagonal it's c2, and knight should be placed on the second square in the same rank or file of the bishop. Next we'll restrict the black king to the medium dilettante's triangle using a king and bishop. And then position a bishop and knight to the ideal position. The bishop should always be placed on the diagonal one square away from the end, like it's e2, and the knight should be placed on a second square in the same rank or file of the bishop. Again, we will restrict the black king to the small dilettante's triangle using our king and bishop, and checkmate it using our knight and bishop. Now, you have learned this tactic beautifully. Practice and use this against your opponent. If you like this video, give a thumbs up. If you want any specific chess videos, then comment below. And subscribe my channel by clicking the red button. It keeps me motivated. Stay happy, stay healthy.